What's going on, you guys? Today I'm going to be reviewing Super Mario Odyssey, my second game review after like a year. I did Uncharted 4. Link in the description maybe to check that out. But what can you say about this game? It's gotten 10 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, Game of the Year contender, all this praise. It's glorious, it's delightful, it's fantastic. What do I think of the game? Well, if you can't tell by my hat, I enjoyed the game quite a bit and was very much anticipating this game. It was my most hyped game of the year, easily, and yeah, it did not disappoint. It was absolutely fantastic. I don't have visuals to show you in this video of the game. I don't have any screenshots or any footage because Nintendo would copyright claim it faster than you could say fair use. So I didn't want to just give you guys like a logo. I decided to get back on camera and wear the hat and everything. But if you want to see footage of the game played by me, go over to my Twitter, @DAJFilms. There's quite a few 30-second, like 10 to 30-second clips up. A bunch of them showing off like different areas and stuff. Nothing too spoilery if you want to play the game and you haven't yet. 2 million people have bought this game, so I'm sure you've played it if you wanted it. But yeah, there's all kinds of little areas and stuff to explore, and I show a little bit of that in the footage. It's nothing too spoilery, like I said, but I think it gives a good sampling of the platforming variety and the variety of things you can do in the game. So you can go ahead and check those out while you're watching this video. Some of them are just nice little highlights where I save myself from falls or just showing off some cool stuff. And it's like all the newest stuff on my Twitter. There's nothing you have to like shift through. You just go to my Twitter and boom, there you go. So with that being said, let's talk about Super Mario Odyssey. Where to begin? I don't even... the controls are great, the visuals are great. I mean, everything about this game is great. That's like the short answer, you know, see you guys later, 11 out of 10. No. It does have a couple of problems. I guess I can start with the negatives. The first negative of the game that I think is like just a legitimate problem is the motion controls. And for me, it's not really like the fact that it has motion controls or that the motion controls control badly. I'm fine with both of those because the controls are good, and I don't mind a little bit of motion controls. Where it really becomes a problem is in handheld mode. Handheld for a Switch is sliding the Joy-Cons into the Switch, and then for Mario, you have to shake the entire system to make certain things happen, and that's, one, uncomfortable, two, maybe I'm just being paranoid, but probably not good on the Joy-Con rails and inside the Switch, and the Switch has a lot of weight to it, so moving it around and possibly being able to drop it, yeah, I don't like that at all. And you don't need to use the motion controls. I do want to say you don't have to use them. It's just if you want to use everything that Cappy is capable of, you need the motion controls for a couple of moves. And you don't need them, like I said, so it's not a big problem. It's just a problem with the game. If you're using the Pro Controller and you want to do a hat spin to kill a bunch of enemies, you just give it a little shake. It's not too bad. That's pretty comfortable. It's just handheld mode, shaking the entire system. That's really stupid, and I can't believe Nintendo did that. But yeah, that's really the only main problem. There are some visual chinks in the armor. Like, the graphics are amazing. Like, it looks absolutely beautiful and colorful and vibrant and detailed. But you can see some of the chinks in the armor that they had to make sacrifices for 60 frames a second. Like, seeing pop-ins, they're deliberate pop-ins. They fade in with a little particle effect, and they're clearly very deliberate. You know, it's not Nintendo being lazy or sloppy. They're deliberate pop-ins and deliberate choppiness in the distance for distant objects so that the game could run at 60 frames a second. And really, I don't even actually have a problem with that. I'm just pointing it out and trying to be objective. It really isn't going to detract from the score at all because being able to play this game in 60 frames a second in handheld and docked is a great experience. And the snap reaction to the jumping and everything, it's so good. It's so satisfying to play. The 60 frames really help it out a lot. And like I said, I think the incredible visuals around some of the pop-ins or some of the people in New Donk City being kind of choppy when they walk around, I think the overall visual style of the game definitely overwrites that completely. I mean, it's colorful, it's vibrant, it's detailed. It just looks beautiful. It just looks fantastic. Nintendo is so good at getting the best out of their hardware, and it is their hardware, so that makes sense. It just looks phenomenal. While we're still talking about the technical side of the game, let's talk about the music. The music is, as what you would expect from a Mario game, really, really good and really, really fitting for each environment and each level. It's really solid. Like, just the music, every level sounds really nice to listen to, and I like how different parts of the levels have their own music. Like, you're in the desert level, and the town has its own music playing. But then when you go to the ruins, that has its own song. And then the 8-bit stages have their own 8-bit version of whatever environment you're in. So there's tons of music variety. There's remixes of old Mario songs. Nice little musical references. Like, in one of my scenes on Twitter, there's this like race you're doing where you're bouncing around as like this little polar bear thing. And when you get to the third lap of the race, it does the Mario Kart like alert sound, and then the music gets faster for the third lap. That's such a really cool touch. And they play like the original Mario Kart theme when you're in an RC car, so it's really cool, playing to nostalgia, playing to that Mario charm that you like, and it's just great music all around with really good variety. And then there's also this ability later to play any song in the game that you've unlocked anytime you want. It'll just play in the background. You can listen to Jump Up Superstar all day, which I wouldn't blame you because that song is awesome. So yeah, it's really cool. That's really what a lot of the things I'm going to say about this game will boil down to. It's really cool. It's really fun. It's really creative. Just these really simple... It's just a simple game, but so complex at the same time. Like, the versatility... Because I'm going to get into the game itself now that I'm done with the technical side of things. The versatility of Mario's jumping. The way you can ground pound and then jump out of it into a higher jump, or ground pound, then go into a speed roll, then do a long jump for an extra long jump, or long jump to a triple jump, or jump, throw the hat, jump to that, throw the hat again, dive to it. There's so many things you can do with the hat, and so many ways to jump, and so many ways to get around, that I said, you know what, I haven't played Breath of the Wild in a while. I was doing a Master Mode playthrough, so let me turn that back on and try playing it. And this is not a knock against Breath of the Wild at all. Link moves around just fine for what he needs to do. But I was really missing the mobility. I was really missing like can't I just roll down this hill really fast and then do like a long jump and jump up this thing. And what's funny actually is when I started playing Mario Odyssey, coming off of my playthrough of Breath of the Wild, the Master Mode, I was like, oh, I wish I could just climb this wall. But I mean, obviously that's not what Mario's about. It's about platforming, not climbing. But, you know, at first I was like, I kind of wish I could climb. And then switching back to Breath of the Wild, I was like, oh, fuck, I wish I could just roll and jump around and just do all these crazy moves to get around quicker instead of just sprinting. So, yeah, Mario's control freedom and the things you can do, just, it's a ton of fun just to explore and just to run around. And you're very much rewarded for exploring. You know, you can find moons basically anywhere. I mean, there's like 800 in the game. Some of it feels like fluff. I look at a lot of the moons as rewarding you for exploring, like, hey, ground pound this spot. Hey, there was a moon there. What do you know? Or, hey, grab this seed, throw it in a plant. It grows into a moon. All these cool little tasks that aren't necessarily about platforming, but are just about exploring and experimenting, and the game rewards that stuff really cool. It's just, again, it's just a ton of fun and simple, but so complex under the surface. The way levels are designed so that you can traverse them in a more complicated way to challenge yourself or to get around faster, or you could tackle them in the way that they were originally built to, you know, experience everything in the game, or just the way you can make your own shortcuts. And it's so expertly crafted, and the way you can jump off the hat and combo your jumps together to find these hidden areas or find a way to get to something faster. It never feels like you're breaking the game. It never feels like you're exploiting a jump. It all feels natural, and it all feels like what you're capable of doing if you're skilled enough to do it. The only time you're ever locked on a set path is when you go into the side levels that feel like more linear 3D Mario levels, but even then, you can still tackle those with unique ways of jumping and getting around and skipping platforms, and they all have two moons. A moon at the end, and a moon that you can find in the level or do a task in the level to unlock. So even that exploring aspect of the game, in the linear levels, it's still there. There's still a secondary task to get another moon, and you don't need all the moons in a level to move on. If you don't feel like branching out and doing every little thing, like if you feel like grabbing a seed and bringing it to the plant is really tedious, or doing whatever other little task is too tedious, you can just skip it if you want. You don't have to 100% the game. It has its set boss fights that you can do. It has its set moments where you have to get these certain moons or this certain amount of moons to make your ship go. Then you go, you finish the game in a couple days, boom, you're done. Or you can spend more time in each level, beat Bowser, go back to each level, which unlocks even more moons. It's just craziness. So from the incredible visuals to the great audio to the incredibly creative and unique world design and level design and the versatility of platforming and just everything this game has to offer, I can't recommend it enough. And for me personally, this wasn't just I'm excited for a Mario game because it's Mario and it's going to be good. 3D platforming is my favorite genre. It's not my second favorite. It's not one of my favorites. 3D platforming is my favorite genre, and it's a genre that is very neglected in the industry today. This year saw the resurgence with a few games, like A Hat in Time, which was Kickstarter, Yooka-Laylee, which was Kickstarter and not that great. Was Ratchet and Clank? No, Ratchet and Clank was probably last year. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank would have been last year. So yeah, there was a couple this year, Kickstarter games, smaller, indie studio games, other than this game, obviously, being made by Nintendo. So I was really excited for that, because I've had that itch to play 3D platformers. And this game delivers in spades. It's just so much to do, so much to explore, so much rewarding content for exploring, whether it be coins, which you can use to buy the outfits in the game. It's insane, and there's more to talk about. That's the craziness about this game. I haven't even covered the capture ability, where you can take over enemies and use them to find branching paths, or use them to do tasks that require their specific abilities to get a moon, or using them in the traditional Mario 3D platformer levels, or the boss fights that take advantage of capturing an enemy and using that enemy's unique abilities to beat the boss. It's insane. I'm running out of breath. There's all of that and more. Mario wearing all these special outfits, and it's craziness. There's so much to talk about. Customizing your ship. There's no hub world in the game like Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine. I don't really care. A hub world would be nice, but it's fine. The ship is cool. And you can customize the ship with all these stickers and putting all these knickknacks and, souvenirs from each place you go to. It really does feel like you're on this journey. Bowser kidnaps Peach right away. He wants to marry her, so he's on a journey to get the best wedding cake, get the best ring, get the best wedding dress. And Mario is always just one step behind him. You have to fight these stupid rabbit bosses a lot, but it adds to the I want to kick Bowser's ass. It really adds to that. And the moments where Bowser shoots you out of the sky and your ship crashes and you can't even leave that island you're on until you get enough power moons to leave. It's not a problem with the game at all. I'm not complaining. It's just all these cool elements and these cool boss fights, and it's just you want to get to Bowser, you want to beat him up, you want to save the princess, and after so many years of Mario rescuing the princess, really feeling like you want to accomplish that goal and not just that it's the goal of the game, I really got to give Nintendo props for that. And I think it has to do with a lot of new blood working on this game. Shigeru Miyamoto was not that involved with this game. It was a lot of fresh people who some have been around for a while and some of them are new, and it really breathes new life into the game. It doesn't feel like any other Mario game. It harkens back to the style of 64 and Sunshine, but it still feels entirely its own. And the visual style combined with the new storytelling elements, it's not even just Mario rescuing Peach, it's Cappy trying to rescue his sister who's being used as a tiara for Peach's wedding dress. And again, it's not a deep philosophical story with a ton of cutscenes, but there's just enough dialogue, just enough personality and humor throughout the game with all the different people you can talk to, and it's got this world building, and there's so much to talk about with this game. I don't want this review to last forever, but there's so much to talk about, and it's just an incredibly satisfying experience. It's just pure gaming, just pure 3D platforming fun, pure exploration. It's not bogged down with, overly difficult challenge like Dark Souls, which isn't a problem. Dark Souls is fine, but it's just balanced difficulty, fun gameplay. It doesn't hit you with season passes. It doesn't hit you with loot boxes. It doesn't hit you with fucking microtransactions, or nothing to bog down pure video gaming fun. And that's why this game is what reminds me of why I'm a gamer and why I love 3D platforming so much, when it's just pure and simple. And you can have more of a story, of course, like Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank. You can have more of a story than Mario Odyssey and still have that really pure sense of fun and sense of just accomplishing everything and satisfaction, because everything in this game is satisfying. It's kind of insane. Like every jump, you know, doing a ground pound on an item block and having all the coins shoot out of it. There's so many satisfying things you can do in this game. Just the feel of the game itself is satisfying. It's awesome. I can't praise the game enough. The motion controls or some of the chinks in the armor for the visuals in order to get that 60 frames a second, those are not enough to knock down an 11 out of 10 score for Super Mario Odyssey. I absolutely loved this game. It's Mario Odyssey. What else can I say? It's Super Mario Odyssey. It's deserving of all the praise it's gotten. Expert level design, expert maneuverability. It's just an incredibly well-crafted game. But enough sucking its dick. What did you guys think of Super Mario Odyssey? Do you want to play it? Have you already played it? Do you even have a Switch? Does this game want to make you get a Switch? I mean, I think with Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey out on the market, the Switch is a no-brainer. You should pick it up. Both games are amazing. Both games that you should play through once as a gamer, just to enjoy and appreciate just pure gaming. But yeah, again, enough sucking the dick. What did you guys think of the game if you played it, like I said? And give this video a thumbs up, share it on social media. Both those help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here, click that little bell to get notifications when my videos go up. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.